Damn. What is up? What is up? What is up? My mouth is burning right now. I just had like 2 wings that I had from yesterday, leftovers from yesterday, like really hot, like really hot. Because I didn't really eat anything all day today at all. But man, yowza. What is going on, guys? We're having a great day today. We're in draft month. We're here. The countdown begins, and we get to see what the Eagles are going to do. We're going to see a lot of rumors leading up to the draft. Will the Eagles actually make a trade back? Maybe the Eagles do make a trade back before the draft, even before draft night, maybe. It definitely is going to be really interesting because even the video I made for this morning, about drafting an offensive lineman in the first round, which I definitely think is a possibility, and I honestly wouldn't mind it. And obviously, I'm looking at guys like O'Cyrus Torrence and even Paris Johnson as well. Really after this year for the Philadelphia Eagles, when it comes to about the offensive line, it really comes down to like your offensive line is changing within the next almost 2 years. Okay, if Lane Johnson's only playing for 2 more years, by the 25 season, after the 24 season, or by the 24 season, you really have to start making some moves. And then Juergens, after this year, if he moves to center, if Kelsey does retire after this year, you're going to have a glaring hole at guard. And I think that's going to be an issue going forward. But I don't really worry about it because I feel like the Eagles are going to draft the guy. I don't know. My gut feeling is they will draft an offensive lineman within the first 3 picks of this draft. So I think you always have to put your mind to it that, it's not a sexy pick that everybody wants, but it's something that's, it's realistic in some aspects. You know what I mean? So I think it's cool. But I want to thank everybody for joining the chat today. Everybody. So I do appreciate everybody joined the Philly Shakedown last night. We had such a great time. I was really the moderator last night because I was, I had my, I said some things last night, but I was making sure that we were supporting Joe Castro. I want to thank him for coming on. And it was a lot of fun. So it was awesome. We got Twizdigs. What's going on? We got David. We got Jerry Frey. What's going on? We got Cade. What's going on, Cade? Hope you're having a good day, man. We got Gustavo Meza. We got Bohemian Grove. What's up, dude? We got Sean Fitzpatrick. We got DB Cooper. What's going on, man? We got Reverend Bebop. What's going on, dude? We got It's Tori. What's going on? Milk is your friend. I don't have any, unfortunately. I don't have anybody by mistake, so we're good. Greg says, Joey Shakes, the man, the myth, the legend. Not even close, but I appreciate the compliment on it. GG, what's going on, dude? I hope everyone's having a fantastic, fantastic day. So what has been the most important way to go upon this draft and where the Eagles are going to go here. Now, I know there's still free agents that are left right now. I don't know if the Eagles are going to add another defensive end or something like that. You still got some names on the board at defensive end right now. Where it comes to a few guys, I know Jadeveon Clowney's out there. I know Frank Clark is out there. I know Yannick Ngakoue is still out there. The guy from the Rams, I always mess up his name. I don't know why. I always can't say his name. There's a lot of bodies still there for defensive end that's still out there right now. For me, like even going to this draft, like even if they draft a trench guy, I'd be down with it. I'm a really big fan of Nolan Smith from Georgia. I really love his play. I know statistics don't stand out too much, but technique is where and speed is where I really calculate him, and especially can be an outside linebacker on coverage. I don't know what the Eagles' take is with the Jalen Carter stuff that's going on. For me, I have a good gut feeling about him. A lot of fans are going to want to stay away, and some fans are going to want to take a chance. I mean, to a point where they're even saying he might even be out of the first round, which I can't even see that. I don't think Jalen Carter is going to be out of this draft, like, totally. I think teams may pass up on him. There might have been probably a couple, maybe 2 to 3 teams that may have had him on the board in the top 10 and decided to kind of move on. I could believe that, but him being out of the first round, I don't know. I feel like that's going to be the pick. I feel like that is the pick in some aspects when it comes to trench, when it comes to doing something different and obviously adding to your running back core. And when your offense is so stable right now, and a lot of fans have been talking about Rashad Penny, and I understand like Rashad Penny he's a good running back when, I think he's a better running back than Miles Sanders when he's healthy. The problem is I don't think Howie signed him for $600,000 guaranteed, which we got him for free, but we got him for free because he's got an injury problem. That's the reason why we got him. And, we got to see. It's going to be really interesting what they do here. It's going to be an interesting month. We're going to hear a lot of stuff, a lot of news, a lot of things going on. It's going to be kind of crazy. The Ask for Apologies going on. Who says bringing Clark and move Derek Barnett to linebacker could work. I don't know what they're doing. So I need to figure this out because if the Eagles have $21 million in cap space right now, right? The problem I have is if they're already working in this extension for next year, I'm just trying to figure it out because the cap, I can't keep track of this cap because I thought we had a lot less cap than that. I thought we had like $12 to $14 million. And then the update from a couple of days ago was like 21.6 million, whatever it was. So I kind of got confused on a little bit of that, kind of crazy, but I can't keep track of this cap with the restructures and this and that. And I just can't keep track of it. I go to Philadelphia Eagles on overthecap.com and it says $21 million or $20 million, whatever it is. So they're over $20 million. From what it says online, it's what it says. So safety in the first round, definitely not. I do not see them making that move. I don't, to be honest with you. Bob says Van Ness will be a pick at 10, best pass rusher in the draft, not named. Anderson can kick inside when needed. Kid is a monster. The problem I have is with Lucas Van Ness is wasn't he not a pure starter though? That's the only reason I kind of like I think he's still a first round pick. But I feel like I don't know. I like Lucas Van Ness a lot. I think he's got a lot of size. I think his obviously his size. He's got a huge ceiling. The problem is he was more of a situational defensive lineman. And you could play him as a DT or defensive end, which is great. I think whatever team gets him can really move him around. I would definitely move him around. I wouldn't get him at 10 though. 10 would be way too early for him. Torville says, I think the Eagles will get either Skoronski or Paris Johnson. The Bears might take one of those two guys before the Eagles. Yeah, it could happen. Even with Paris Johnson, you can move him from the left side to the right side. He could play right guard. You could cross train him, which is great. At this point, it's not a bad thing because if Cam Jurgens is in competition, right? If he could be in competition this offseason, then see what he could do. You know what I mean? You have to bring in a lineman this year. I don't care if he's redshirting as a first-round pick or not. You got to bring a guy in because you have no depth at offensive line regardless. You got nothing there. And you can't just ignore the offensive line. Say, oh, yeah, we have the starters. We're good. No Andre Dillard. Jack Driscoll, I don't know. I think he's been kind of declining a little bit. As much as, Jack Driscoll came in and, played really good at right tackle, even the last few weeks when we had to try to get the number 1 seed, he couldn't. I thought with more play every single game, with more reps with the offense, he would have played a little bit better, but he didn't. I feel like Jack Driscoll is maybe a right guard, and that's as far as you're really going to go with him right now. You know what I mean? They got to hit on an offensive lineman. I'm actually more supportive of it early, like an early lineman this year with one of those first round picks, to be honest, Alex is not to get Bijan 10. They're going lines. Maybe Gibbs at 30, run and catch. But why does everyone think Bijan can't run and catch with the football? I don't get it. I don't get it. Gibbs might be a little bit better, maybe, but when it comes to, I think Bijan has better vision than Gibbs. Even Gibbs has great vision, but I think you put the two up against each other. I think you're getting its total opposites. I think a great run and catch by Gibbs, not as good vision with against Bijan, but I think Bijan has the better vision. But who says that Bijan can't run and catch, man? The guy could run and catch 100%. There's no doubt. Easy one says, do you think Eagles could get Jarvis Landry? Dolphins are here. Dolphins are willing to trade Cedric Wilson, Miami Herald. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, Landry would probably be more realistic just because, like, he'd probably be really cheap, maybe as a number 3, but I don't know what they're doing. I think if how I'm thinking about it right now, I think Quez is going to get another shot next year. As much as I'm kind of not like we need to kick him out. I never wanted to release him. I figured maybe there'd be a trade at some point if they weren't happy with him. But I feel like they're going to give him a shot to compete. And I don't know if they're bringing another body. I would bring in another body to compete against him because I don't want his job to feel safe. I feel like you got to bring somebody in, I don't want him off the team. I think Quez has still got a lot of value. I think they need to use him a lot more too. They've kind of, even if he had the shoulder sprain, the grade 2 shoulder sprain, whatever happened there, I just didn't get how they used him at the end of the year. They phased him out of the offense, maybe because of the injury. He missed a lot of time. He came back and they tried to do more with him and it just didn't work. They have to add Quez on some of these screen passes. I don't like Devontae Smith on screen passes. I don't know why. It seems like they barely work. Sometimes it did, barely even that. I like Quez a little bit more on those. I like to probably put him in stretch. He could stretch out the defense. There's no doubt about it. But hopefully with Brian Johnson can treat him a little bit better. I think Quez is still going to be here. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he'll still be in the building. I mean, he's got one more year left on his deal, so he's dirt cheap this year. He's a little over $2 million against the cap, so he's not expensive, Eagle Van says defensive players at Ohio do not start if they're underclassmen. The senior players always start. That's their culture. It's not talent-based. Look it up. I don't know. All I'm looking as because of games, he's not in 100% of games. That's all. That's all I kind of look at when it comes to, I guess, the players from that team. I guess I don't know. But you want to draft a guy at 10 that's only a situational guy? I mean, I don't think a lot of teams are going to go get Van Ness in the top 10, or they're around the at least early teens for Van Ness. I think Van Ness will go late first regardless. I'll be shocked if he gets drafted that early. Final says Dak is 3 years old and hasn't been a single snap in NFC Championship game or Super Bowl. That is true. Maria says Paris would be a great pickup, play guard and offense tackle. Skaronski is a guard in the NFL, also like the OTs from Tennessee. And okay. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Totally agree. Like I said, I think Paris is great because I think Jeff Stown can really mold him into what he wants to be. I think at the end of the day, Paris could be your next guard at right guard by next year. So I feel like if Cam, gets kicked into the center spot, Kelsey retires, I think you really got to hit on this spot. I mean, you got to keep this train rolling with the offensive line. Our left side is perfectly fine. And now we're kind of have to worry about center to right tackle, with Lane getting up there in age and dealing with injuries. He had the ankle injuries and he had the torn abductor last year, still played well, and appreciate his he's like a gladiator out there, man. Like, he can get stabbed 3 times and still, and still play and still fight to 100% capacity on the field, which is great. I give him a lot of respect for that. But, the injuries are kind of getting up there with him. He's dealt with like 3-4 injuries in the past few years. So it's been kind of nuts. Reverend says the best thing about the Birds situation is that we aren't desperate and have the draft capital between this year and next to choose the best players on the board. Yeah, and especially with the comp picks next year, you have 4 comp picks next year plus an extra second-round pick next year if you don't use it for this draft. I don't know if they're going to touch that pick, but it should be really interesting to see what they do there. I think there's a lot of things going on, man. I don't think we're in a desperate times right now. No, because I feel like, our offense still great. Defense, Obviously needs some pieces, a couple pieces, but I think having another defensive coordinator in the building with Sean Desai is going to make a huge difference. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. Oh, my chat. What's going on with this? All right, we're good. I thought I was seeing stuff. So what's going on, dude? He says Bijan can do everything. What are people looking at? He has good hands and runs great. Yeah, I think he's fine. I could probably maybe say that Gibbs is probably a little tiny bit better with the run after catch, maybe. But it doesn't mean that Bijan still can't do it. He could do it well. I think Bijan has better vision than Gibbs. That's just my opinion. I just think he's better. I think he's more patient. And some people say he's slow, or he's not slow, dude. He's patient. That's what it is. He reminds me of Le'Veon Bell in a lot of ways. I mean, Le'Veon Bell was probably one of the most patient runners I've ever seen. But look what he gets out of it on those extra yards when he finds that lane. You know what I mean? So there's a lot that goes into it. Brent said we need a tight end alcoholic in the 7th round who has potential to turn his career around with proper coaching. Alcoholic. I love it. I fell for that. I kind of knew what it was, so I kind of like that. That was a good one. Sean said, I'm thinking Roseman trades down from 10 around 13 and trades out of 30 completely to add more day 2 and day 3 picks. Yeah, I feel like there is a trade back that could happen. I'm kind of more open to it now because I feel like it is more realistic. If they're not going after Will Anderson, they don't think they're going to get him, or maybe they pass on Jalen Carter. Maybe they think Jalen Carter. Maybe they're hearing Jalen Carter will move down, or maybe they want Nolan Smith, or who knows? They could still draft to the mid-teens. 4 to 6 spots if they want, get an extra couple mid-round picks. The Eagles don't have 4th, 5th, 6th rounders. I feel like either something's going to get done before the draft or draft night. Something's going to happen. I think the Eagles want more picks in this draft. I don't think they want to wait, be empty for 3 rounds. You know what I mean? I don't think they want to do that at all. But honestly, we'll see. John says I go corner safety, one back, Witherspoon and Sidney Brown all day, and Ty J Spears at running back. You know what? It wouldn't be a bad thing either. Like as much as I don't think they go as much as I don't think they go corner. That they will not go corner in the first round. They will not go safety in the first round. I mean, even Kelee Ringo wouldn't even be a bad pick with the second round. He definitely needs to, they definitely need to work on him a little bit for a year. I think they need to work on him a little bit, but as a good depth piece at corner is really not a bad thing either. You know what I mean? I would add Kelee Ringo. I would go if they want to get a running back later on in the 3rd round or something like that. I mean, that's really all up to them. If they don't want to get obviously Gibbs or Bijan Robinson, I feel like even getting Tank Bigsby, I would get him in the 3rd round. Plenty of guys, Zach Charbonnet is great too. Like I want to pick up a bigger back with some elusiveness. I feel like Charbonnet and Bigsby are like 2 guys I would definitely look at in the 3rd round. If that's where they want to go. I feel like we need to pick up another back regardless this year. So we'll see. The advert says, I think Howie goes offense, either Robinson or best offensive lineman. He wants to give Jalen as much support as he can. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I am more like supportive of them drafting an offensive lineman. Even with the 2nd first-round pick, even if it's like Osiris Torrance or something like that, I'd be fine with it. Like, I'd be fine with either of these guys because I know with Jeff Stalin, I don't worry. I mean, even Howie Roseman, like, keeps, like, he literally, like, who takes care? Like, Roseman doesn't even, like, really look at the offensive line. Like, literally, it's Stalin and what he does with these guys, the talent that he sees out there. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of stuff you could take out of it, which I think is great. You know what I mean? Matt says it makes sense we trade back and get more picks. Yeah, I think so. Brent said, hey, Joey, would you rather have Bijan and JSN or Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith with the first 2 picks? That's a tough one, man. As much as I don't think the Eagles will actually have, like, Are the Eagles would they actually bring in like a first round receiver again? That'd be tough, man, to do. That'd be really tough. That would be a shocking one. If there is one shocking move they make, it's JSN from Ohio State. That would be a really interesting one. It's tough, dude. Like, it's really tough because I don't really care about getting JSN. So if you're telling me just like in general, like, I don't like JS. I like him as a receiver. No, don't get me wrong. But the problem I have is do I it's tough because you can use a guy like JSN, but it's not the pick that I want, though. It's tough. Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith would be a perfect first round. Bijan and JSN, I don't know. Bijan definitely, but JSN, I'm just like, they could probably go a different direction and get a JSN. You know what I mean? God, I would probably be happy with Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. It hurts me to even say that. I just don't like the JSN pick as much. I'll like it, but not like it. I'll not like it because I feel like they could do something else than bring in another first-round pick receiver. I understand, like, Devontae Smith contract will be up in a couple years between this year and next year. And then, A.J. Brown's got 3 more years left. I mean, I think we're good at receiver. I still think we need depth at that position, but I still think with Quez being out the door, JSN might, be. I can go either or. It's tough. Like, that one's really tough. Really, really tough. You know what I mean? DB Cooper says if you trade out the first round, you lose that 5th round option. Not a good. Well, no, we're not saying trade out of the first round. I don't want to trade out of the first round at all, unless the only reason if I'm really trading out of that first, it just depends. It depends on. I don't know. It just depends on picks, man. It really depends on what we get compensation wise. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody wants to move up aggressively and they give the Eagles another first round pick for 24, it would be really tough not to take it. If they gave us like another second for this year, they gave us an extra second for this year. If someone traded all the way up to 10 aggressively and wanted us to get some picks, they gave us an extra second and a first round pick for next year, it'd be hard not to do it, But at the same time, when are the Eagles going to be in a top 10 situation? Probably never. You know what I mean? So that's why you got to either treat this as luxury or treat this as like position best player available at 10, which makes more sense. So Sidney Brown not better than Antonio Johnson. Let's see. Sean says offensive line turned by style and who he endorses and who they'll grab. I think so. Kate said, Joey, who's your favorite Eagle all time and have watched any of the 80s? Yeah, Randall. I mean, I wish I was alive when Randall was playing. Even like Montgomery was playing. Like, I wish I was alive during those times. I only know like maybe one or two. Personally, I think I only know one Eagles fan that's like an old timer that's been around, that's watched these guys. So I like to hear stories about all these players that used to play. So it's I wish I lived during those days, man. Trust me. Hold on, let me move down a little bit. Bob says we could trade out the first unless we get 24 first. We need young talent under control. 5th-year option are huge for offset at Jalen's contract. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if they get a deal like that, if the Eagles get a deal where there's a team that aggressively trades up to 10 and they're giving us the next, like I'm looking for an extra second rounder for this year's draft and a first round for next year. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not taking less than that. Like, and then if you're paying Jalen Hurts, you can still get 2 very good pieces in the second round. If you have 2 second-round picks, I feel like, and hopefully we have an early second-round pick. I feel like, and obviously we have a pretty late one. I think where we at, like 62, 64. I forgot what the pick is in the second round. It's somewhere in between them. I feel like good things could happen, man. And then on top of 4 compensatory, you could have, God, you could have 14, 15 picks next year. I mean, no joke. I mean, it's crazy. 13, 14 picks, something like that. It's nuts. Sean says, I don't care if they draft one, pick one up as an undrafted free agent or sign a vet, but for the love of God, can we please bring a punter that can actually kick a football? Yeah. Aaron Sipos has got to go. There has been rumors, yes, apparently that Jake Bailey that signed with the team, the Eagles had a lot of interest in him, and they lost him to another team. So the Eagles are actually looking to change this punter position right now. Aaron Sipos never beat anybody out of a job. Like, Sipos got signed a couple years ago, and that was pretty much it. Like, there was nothing special about it. You know what I mean? Like, he got signed, and I mean, that was it. I mean, he had no competition. David Lewis says, if Jalen Carter didn't wear Georgia jersey, doubt people would be hanging from the balls like they are. Well, no, it's not. I mean, I think a lot of it's on tape too, what he does in those one-on-one situations, and how good he is with his hands and holding his ground, the aggressiveness that he puts. And what I really like about him, even after he beats guys in front of him, is his pursuit. I think he's got a very fast pursuit as well. Carter's dealing with some stuff right now, and a lot of Eagles fans, every time I make a video about Jalen Carter, I'm like, you got no morals, blah blah blah. I don't know the full detail. Obviously, if it was a lot worse than what it is, it's still a bad situation. But a lot of guys get into bad situations. That's life, man. It's people do stupid crap. We've all done stupid crap. That's the way it is. Maria says JSN's a great wide receiver, but can't take the top of off the defense like Quez. Doesn't fit our scheme. Necessarily, it's not even like taking the top off the defense too much. Like, as a number 3, the issues that I had with Quez last year was, as a wide receiver 3, there were times where Jalen Hurts threw the football great to him, and as a wide receiver 3, you have to watch out that you're going to get this ball. And half the time, like, Quez wasn't ready for the football half the time, or wasn't in the right spot. That's why being a wide receiver 3 kind of sucks, because you're not like the main guy in that offense. Because realistically, that offense runs through A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert. That's just the truth to it all. But when it comes down to it, you have to be alert and more aware. And there's times where he wasn't aware. The fumble in Washington, that was a stupid mistake. He was out for weeks, didn't play consistent games, and yet they put him in one of the most important positions in the Super Bowl to make that catch. Even though I thought he was kind of held on that play from getting it, it went right through his hands. You know what I mean? So it's it's kind of nuts, man. It's kind of nuts right now. So I do like Quez. I don't hate him. I still think he's a good player. I think they could do more with him. I just don't think they do enough with him. We got through chat from Jerry Frey. He says, ouch, I'm an old timer. No, you're good. There's nothing wrong with that, man. I like hearing the stories, man. It's great. It's awesome. Dave says he got 3 sacks, full-time pass rusher, all strength in the world, has translated to production. ESPN as on defense full of players that the offense has to focus on, meaning he should have got. Yeah, I know his statistics haven't been fantastic either, but I just see a lot of I feel like he's going to be a star. I really do. I feel like he's going to be a monster in the league. And I think paired up with Jordan Davis, I think he's going to play really well. So we'll see. John says, I have Spears, the best fourth back in the class, and would mind him on the squad if we don't get Bijan or Gibbs. Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's plenty of running backs the Eagles have a lot of interest in, and they could get one in the 3rd round if they don't have any other picks. So we'll see. Lord Dagger, what's going on, dude? Says, yo, what's good, Joey? Got the motivational highlight video pick though, AJ or Smith. Do anyone. I'd watch either or, dude. I'd do either or. Do some AJ Brown, man. Do an AJ Brown highlight reel. Dave says more production other than DTs, but he didn't. Let's see here. He says he's a run stopper off the field liability. I don't care, dude. I'm not worried about him being a run stuffer. I want him to be a pass rusher. Like, we have a run stuffer right now. Like, I'm not worried about him in the run stuffing. I want him to go after quarterbacks. That's why he's coming here. Javon Hargrave was below average against the run, but he was a good pass rusher. Like, it's the same situation, The Eagles fans, I want Darren Witherspoon and wanted Slay to walk. Dude, a lot of people wanted Slay to walk. I totally get it. He came out with a video on his podcast the other day, I think this morning or yesterday, talking about that the Baltimore Ravens, like they were going to give him the money he wanted, but actually took a pay cut, came back to the Eagles from what it looked like. So Brandon says, hey, Joey, what do you think about Darnell Washington out of Georgia, the 30th pick or possible second? Look at him as a 6 offensive lineman and 2 tight end sets and running with Bijan. I've had a lot of thought into Darnell Washington being drafted and why I think the Eagles would need a huge upgrade at the backup tight end position, just because you can use him on those double tight end sets, and he's just a phenomenal weapon. You have size, you have catch radius, you have the separation is just insane. Jack Stahl and obviously, Calcaterra are pretty good pieces. Like, I think they work really well together. I think you get more size with Jack Stahl with more reliable hands, but Calcaterra is more of your speedy type tight end and has become a really good blocker. Tyree Jackson is just, he's done to me now. He was more of a project. He was like 6'7", big tight end, could have had a good future, but the guy just gets hurt all the time. So, Darnell Washington is a real interesting one. I've watched a lot of tape on him. I haven't done a highlight video yet for the memberships, obviously, because I watch tape before I do the membership videos. But yeah, it wouldn't really surprise me. I've thought about it. It really wouldn't surprise me, but that would be an ultimate weapon that you get. Because he would get playing time. We know that he would get playing time. There's no doubt. You know what I mean? Plus, if they don't want to re-sign Goddard, who knows? This could be another Zach Ertz Goddard situation where Darnell will sit behind Goddard for the next couple of years, and the Eagles will make a decision. If Darnell's playing as good as he is, they could keep him, man. You know what I mean? G says, I remember I used to yell at the TV that O-line created gapping holes of Emmett. Pause, DB. Sean says, will the Draft 5 merch be sold on eBay for bargain basement prices if Bijan is bypassed? Oh, you're cruel, man. No, I mean, depending, there might be another hat that comes out after the draft once we find out what's going on. So you never know. That's why it's not an Eagles hat. That's why it's like his college colors, and it's in the Eagles word art type font. So we've sold a lot of hats so far. People have been buying the hats and supporting them. I'm still waiting on my hat to come to the mail. Philly's going to send it to me. He's getting a whole bunch and is going to send a couple to me. I think I'm going to show you guys the shirt as well. Should be good. Kate says, for Jalen Carter, I mean, everyone makes mistakes, but I feel he would fit right in as far as, especially with having Georgia boys and our veteran leadership, BG and Fletch. Well, yeah, I think he would have a really good support system here. I think he'd be fine. We'll see. 10-day turnaround body says Kalijah Kancey. Kalijah Kancey is probably one of the most underrated, even I think one of the most underrated DTs. Even like Brian Barise is probably a guy that's going to be up there. Kancey and Barise I don't know how to say his name from Clemson, but he's another really good defensive tackle in this draft as well. Kancey, I don't think you're drafted. If you're going to take Kancey instead of Carter at 10, I think you move back regardless. And if you skip on the 10 pick and want to draft him with that second first rounder, you could do that as well. I'm not saying Kancey doesn't have, and everyone's saying, he's, I guess, undersized of what everyone is saying. I think he's average size more than under, but I feel like would do really well. I think, like I said, another guy with perfect one-on-one situations. He's a beast. So John says, we taking a punter in the 7th. We got to do something for God's sake. Yeah. See here. David Lewis says he's not a run stopper, and if he was, he wasn't good at that either. Garon Dexter, example, played in less games, but doubled his tackles. Nate says, I really don't see the Eagles getting an outside cornerback anytime soon. McPherson, Greedy as backup, Slay, and Bradbury. That's sold. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. It's not. I don't. I think the Eagles still have. I think the Eagles are more interested in a depth piece in the mid rounds. If they get a mid round pick, I feel like they will get a mid round type guy. I just don't think as of right now, like they're bringing in guys right now that are like mid rounders that could be really good depth pieces for the Eagles. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's a lot more that even like the Julius Brents, Julius Brents is another one they could definitely grab. I could see more of a depth piece signing. That could, I don't know how much faith I have in Josh Jobe, Mara Goodrich, Zach McPherson. Greedy is an interesting one, and I don't think like, oh, we're set because we have Greedy. Greedy has dealt with a lot of up and down issues in his career with injuries and stuff like that. I do like Greedy. I hope they get the most out of him, to be honest. That's just me. We'll see what happens. We got Bad Monkey. He says, go Cowboys. What's going on, Bad Monkey? Gentlemen, the coach says, plot twist. Eagles take Bijan Robinson with the 10th pick and take Gibbs at 30, now solidifying having the best offense in the NFL. Yeah. Yeah, one of them is fine. Both would be way too much. Wishing McPherson hasn't even done anything yet. How do you have faith in him? Oh, I hope you're not talking to me. I don't. I think he's just a special. I think he's a good special teamer, but that's it. None of those backup corners have showed us anything. None of them have. A guy gets hurt, like I'm not ready to do the Josiah Scott thing again. I'm just not. I'm just not into it. You know what I mean? Taylor says, gentlemen, you got to lay off the drugs, man. G says, oh, that's just greedy and nasty. Like it. See, Eagles fan says Jalen Carter has done nothing to get the praise he's getting. Lemon said, Lemon Pepper, what's going on, dude? He says, if we can't get Carter, what do you think about trading back and getting Byron? No, I would love Barese. I'd be fine. Barese, I would definitely get him. I think he's like neck and neck with Kalijah Kancey, to be honest. I would get him. I would have no problem with it. Let's see here. Sean says, Danny Banks, for me, it was Danny Watkins. It was. Let's see. Nate says, surprise draft pick, I'll be able to wide receiver in rounds 3 or 4. There are plenty of under the radar type prospects who will be there that can make an impact for us right away. Yeah, I mean, Marvin Mims is probably one of my favorite receivers, like mid round wise. I think Marvin Mims is really good. Oklahoma. I think he needs a little bit better. I think he needs to be a little bit better on route running, just a little tiny bit, just needs more on it. But I think his catching, his contested catching, I think he has all the intangibles. I just think he needs to be coached up a little bit. And I think he'll be fine. Marvin Mims has been one of my favorites coming out of this draft. Definitely. We got super chat from Marcel Carter. Thank you so much, man. I got a feeling Chicago might take Bijan at 9, and that's fine. Look. At the end of the day, that's fine. Like that means that someone else is going to drop to us. Like that's like there's like not. It's a win-win draft for the Eagles. It's a win-win at the end of the day for the Eagles. You know what I mean? Like I have no issue. Like if Bijan gets drafted top 10, I think Bijan's going to be gone. I think on top of 4 quarterbacks being gone, I think Witherspoon or Gonzalez will be gone in the top 10 too. I think the Lions will take him. I think the Raiders could take one of those corners. I think one or both could be gone by that time. If that's the case, that's better for us. You know what I mean? That's 100% better for us. No issue with it. Suo says people just say shit to say it, and I don't even know what they're talking about. It's unreal. Dave said, unless they pick up KG option, every running back except Sermon and Brooks is up for contract. And I don't give a fuck what Sirianni says about Sermon. He isn't even a top. I don't know. Like I felt like he said good things about Sermon, but I feel like he wants that bigger back. Like what is he? Kennedy Brooks, 5'10", 5'11", over 215, over 215 pounds. You have a guy like Sermon that's almost the same thing. They tried to trade for McCaffrey last year. They were interested in McCaffrey, trying to move up in that draft. You know what I mean? So I feel like they want to. I feel like after Kenneth Gainwell's contract is dwindling down right now, so it's just like You're back to the same spot at running back next year with Gainwell all by himself. Boston Scott's an exception because he's just coming back because he doesn't want to play for anybody else. I think he's like, yeah, just give me $1 million, $2 million for the year. Boom, I'm back. That's it. Because they use him for special teams, and he could be a running back for us. And Rashad Penny is a good signing, but it's just like, how much faith do I have in him staying healthy for the year? If he could play 17 games, then I'll be shocked. I'll be really shocked. And obviously, there's more incentives in his money. If he plays better, he gets more money out of the deal. So I forgot how much the incentives were. There was like a few $1 million in incentives. So he can get a lot of incentives if he stays healthy. So he's got a lot to play for. Rashad Penny's playing for himself. He's not playing for another contract with the Eagles, not with us. If he plays well, we get to, who knows what happens. He plays well this year. He's going somewhere else. We're not re-signing him. That's why if you already have another guy in the building right now, after draft night, you don't have to worry about that position anymore. That's what I kind of take out of it. Let's see here. So you guys need defense. Defense cost you the Super Bowl. Defense cost us the Super Bowl, but our defensive coordinator cost us the Super Bowl. Our defense didn't cost us. Our coordinator did. I put a lot on this coordinator more than the players. That's just the truth. Anybody that watches the Eagles every week, which half of these Cowboy fans don't, and no offense, but no, they don't. They look at highlights and that's all they do. Unless the Eagles are playing first before the Cowboys are, and that's just the main reason. I don't think any rival fans know the real problem, and that's just the truth. So. Dave said, last thing Eagles need is another one-year running back, exactly what Zeke is. No, that I'm staying away from. I don't care about any of that. So it says Bears aren't taking Bijan. They have Foreman and Herbert. Philly said, having a bigger back in the playoffs is huge to me. Blunt, Fournette type runners I prefer. They had a lot of interest in Fournette too, but obviously they couldn't move up to get him if they wanted. I think they had him on a pre-draft visit too. Sean says, memo to all Eagles fans from now until draft week. Don't believe anything you see and hear. This is silly season. These teams aren't going to let you in on any secrets. No, there's going to be a lot of rumors. I'll be reporting a lot of these rumors because that's just what I do. And I'll be, you always got to believe, you can't believe the trend. You can't believe the trend. That's what you can't go with is the trend of the draft. You know what I mean? That's what you can't do. Lloyd said the fact that the Eagles were interested in McCaffrey shows that they would be open to acquiring an elite back. That's what I take out of that whole thing, dude. I said, and it was 100% true. It was by Rappaport and Schefter. The Eagles put in a bid on him, at least one pick. It was like a 4th or a 5th round pick, whatever it was. And they couldn't get him. You know what I mean? The Real Gaming Age says, facts. Can't we just go get Clowney in free agency instead of Carter at 10? Well, Clowney and Carter are 2 different positions, bro. Plus, what I like about Kalijah Cansey as well, you could line him up on the outside and the inside. You could do a lot with him as well. Bob says if Sermon was the guy Sirianni claims, you don't sign Penny. That's 100% true. That's 100% true. I don't know if Sermon had any past injury history. I'm not with the 49ers. I'm not really sure. So someone has to check on that with me because I don't even know. Navek says a lot of people hate Zeke, and I do too, but the guy did have 4 seasons over 1,000 his first 5 years. I wouldn't mind having a guy like that in Philly or Bijan, at least physically. No. I strictly will go. I will strictly be emotional and say no because of him being a Cowboy for as long as he have been, and you're not getting him for $1 million, $2 million for 1 year. It's just not happening. It's not happening. You're not paying him $6, $7 million to get 5 snaps a game. He's only going to get 5 snaps a game. He's not going to get much. That's just the truth. He's not. So, would it be interesting to see? Oh, what if he would look like behind this offensive line? Sure, but I'm just not into it. I'm just not. You know what I mean? Go to the AFC. Go sign with a team that needs a nice rotation. That's Super Bowl caliber. That's playoff caliber. That's all I'm kind of looking for, with him. So, Hudge Reddit says Bijan has fallen to us unless someone trades up for him. Can't think of teams above us wanting a running back that our quarterback and defense needs, and Chicago needs a line. Yeah, I get it. They need an offense. They need an offensive line, right? Bears need offensive linemen. They need defensive linemen too. So, I don't know if Kareem Hunt is. I'm not sure. He might be. I don't think so though. DB says your coordinator called the defense. Defense couldn't execute what he called. Coach make the necessary adjustments, and players didn't make necessary stops. That's not true at all because he didn't make adjustments. He played the same play in red zone twice on 2 touchdowns. So that's not making adjustments. I don't know what game you were watching, but tell me the play that they called. Tell me the play that they called on those 2 touchdowns, those 2 jet motion touchdowns that they had. What defense were they in for those 2 plays? I like to know. If you were watching closely and carefully, I'd like to know what they were playing in. What same defense were they playing in? Those 2 plays? Has nothing to do with to do. As much as the players are on the field trying to execute what Gannon wants, they didn't. I can't put it on them. You're getting beat on the same play 2 times for touchdowns. It's not on the players. That's just the truth. Nate says, I don't want to see Howie's draft a lineman 10 to 14 just to be a backup his first year. I trust Howie all the time with linemen, but right now, no, we need some starters. Killer says, hey, Joey, what's your thoughts on us trading back and then taking Nolan Smith? I'd be 100% fine with that. Nolan Smith is becoming one of my favorites. And what I like, even what Georgia did with Nolan Smith, I liked how they widened him out. I liked how they widened him all the way out. Kind of get that tackle, real nervous to where he can, because of that speed that he has, that 4.3 speed, which makes sense for him. The further he lines up, the better he's going to be on top of it, because I feel like that he can either go inside, he can go outside, and he's just really quick. He's got really good technique. He's got really, really good hands, like really good hands. So, Herbicide73 said, if Penny stays healthy for you guys, I'm going to be mad. We stuck by that dude for 5 years. Yeah, I mean, sometimes that happens. I don't know if he's going to stay healthy. I mean, it'll be great if he can behind this offensive line. Obviously, he signed here for a lot of reasons, because the team was just in the Super Bowl, because this offense got really good players still intact this year. And he's in a pretty good group right now. So, he stays healthy, he gets more money, and he gets a bigger contract for another team. Not us, but another team next year. What's going on, Rock? Said, give me Gibbs or Bijan. If I like an Eagle, says, with the picks we have and without doing any trades, who would you take with all of our picks? I mean, I don't know what they're doing in the mid to late rounds. I mean, I have no idea. All I really care about is the first 3 picks. And after that, I'll be fine. Like, at least the 2 first, the second, and at least the third, I'll be happy with. We'll see what happens. But if Carter and Will Anderson aren't there in the top 10 for the Eagles, I'm taking Bijan. And if I'm not taking Bijan, and if I'm taking Bijan at 10, I'm going to be taking Brian Barish or Kalijah Cansey with the 30th, or maybe Lucas Van Ness if he's there. It depends, man. It just depends. I mean, I could go for a DT after a running back pick. I can go for a defensive end and Nolan Smith. I can go after, if you skip on running back with that first pick and Carter's there, I'd take Carter at 10. There's a lot of different combos you could do. This is a win-win draft for the Eagles. Like, they really can't fuck this up. They really can't. I mean, I think with whatever they put into this, whatever players they acquire, I think they'll be good. But I think it's a win-win for us, man. It just depends on, we might not get Bijan. We might not. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be upset over it, or like I'll be like, damn, like that's just my guy that I like in this draft. That's just what it is, and why I think it makes sense. But whatever they do, I'm going to support it. Whatever they do, like I don't think I'm going to hate it at all. I think I'm going to like whatever they do regardless. So we'll see. I said he didn't make the necessary adjustments. Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's on our DC. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, dude. I could read, dude. Trust me. I could read. Philly Legends says thoughts on Owen Papoose, linebacker from Auburn, Joey. I have no idea who that is. I have no idea who that is. No idea. I can't even say that name. Kareem Hunt is a free agent. All right, I didn't know if he was. Vinny says if we can get 2 first-round picks for the 10th pick, would you do it? Yeah, I would. if somebody would aggressively trade up to 10 and we were offered 2 first-round picks, I would take it in a freaking heartbeat. I would take it in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even. I'd be fine. Sorry, my nose is stuffy today. Herside says, "Are you guys making a play for Ryan Neal or what?" I don't know. I don't know. I would like it. Like I was kind of shocked over the release. They took the he's unrestricted free agent now. Like I don't know. Ryan Neal would be great. Eagles have the cap. I don't know what he's looking for, what team he wants to go on, and like maybe he wants to read. He's got. He would have had only one more year. He was very cheap for one more year with Seattle, only like a $2.6 million cap hit. But yeah, I would love it. I would if we were to sign Ryan Neal, move Terrell Edmonds to to the other safety spot, and then Reed is your third guy. And obviously they could do 3 safety sets, so he'll get playing time regardless. So we'll see. Green says Batman get 200 Super Bowl has already happened. Also, Nolan barely gets the QB. It would be a backup to Hassan. He isn't starting over Sweat. You said the coach didn't make necessary adjustments. That's what I'm saying. Even if the cornerback has to recognize that he got beat this way before, so I need to play. Is it the other way? That's what's separate great. Well, I don't know. I don't know why the Eagles defense is like that important to you, because at the same time, like, I don't know, you've had a quarterback in the building for 8 years that has choked in games, literally choked in games over and over again. The most important position. Defense for the Cowboys looks really good, and obviously Dan Quinn's a really good coach, but as much as defense, cost us a Super Bowl, offense cost playoff games. And for the Dallas Cowboys, the offense cost you guys playoff games. And the excuses keep coming for Dak Prescott every single year. It's not Dak, it's the coordinator. It's not Dak, it's this. It's not Dak, it's that. Like Mike McCarthy's going to call the plays. I don't know what Cowboys are doing. Like, I think a lot of pressure's on the Cowboys this year. They better take advantage of it while the NFC is very weak right now. The NFC East might be the best division once again, besides maybe the 49ers might be good depending on what's going on with their quarterback situation. Their defense is stout, of course, and they added really good pieces to it. But I think I look at the other things too. You know what I mean? When I go into games with our quarterback, I don't worry about it too much. Dallas, I don't know. We'll see. But I think a lot of pressure's on Dallas this year, no doubt. Simone Mestor says, I'm going to get more information, but this is a linebacker from LSU, which is a monster. You stand. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking at more linebackers. I haven't looked at too many. I've been looking at more trench guys. I've been kind of going through the trench guys, the running backs, stuff like that, because I feel like, obviously I'm kind of aiming where I think the Eagles are going to go in this draft, so we'll see. See here. Robert says, DB, you are a weirdo. Why are you on NFL chat? I guess people don't have nothing better to do. It's just what they do, man. I don't know. I don't know. Kate said, this is the only scenario in Eagles history where I believe taking a running back in the first round is justified. Bring in Bijan. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a luxury for your offense. I think you want to put 35 plus points on the board every single game. I think you add in a running back like that, you're good for years, man. I think you're good for years. Chris, what's going on, dude? He says, everyone has realized talent, coaching, players, love for the game, and camaraderie wins championships. Howie has made sure the recent drafts, that's the case. Yeah. I mean, as long as you're still drafting really well, you don't have to go out and sign free agents. You'll have, the more draft picks that obviously work out, the less you have to spend in free agency, the more money you'll have in free agency. That's just the truth. Instead of re-signing and obviously it's nice to re-sign guys after the rookie deals, and sometimes Howie doesn't do that. But sometimes Howie likes to get the the feather in his cap, like, oh, Derek Barnett's contract was up, he signed him to a 2-year deal. Like it makes himself look good that he can sign his own players to longer deals, but are obviously extensions. Papoe. Okay, I got it. Papoe. Ron, what's going on, dude? He says, "Hey, DB, are the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl this season? I think they have to, right? I think they have to. I think with the Cowboys right now, like I think they have the most pressure in the NFC East right now. I think they have the most pressure. That's just me." David says, and for the record, Desai ran a 3-4, 1 DT, 2 defensemen, 2 rushing linebackers, 2 linebackers and covers, 2 cornerbacks, 2 safeties. And they obviously has in 2021 as a defensive coordinator, top five in sacks, top 10 against the pass, bottom 10 against the run, but obviously had a lot less talent that he had over there. So I'm ready to give this guy a chance to see what he could do, man. Plus the Eagles have a tough schedule, so it's even better to really see where this team is at coaching aspect wise. You know what I mean? So as you are getting called for Hurts you are getting called by Hurts for the next 8 years. Jay said these returns every year are going to be great. Bob says, Tim Man, Wisconsin 62 kid plays all over the line. He can compete with Juergens for right guard. Juergens wins the spot and produces like Dickerson. Tipman can work at OT and center. Kid is a monster. Yeah, definitely got to check him out. I mean, that's probably a lot of eyes on a lot of offensive linemen for the Philadelphia Eagles in this draft. So, yo, Ant, what's going on, dude? Hope you're having a good day, man. We'll be doing another chat in the Discord soon. Appreciate you coming in, man. Robert says, it's just weird that you always hear early. You have time for this channel. I couldn't imagine constantly going to a Cowboy chat every day. There's more to life. Ron says, how many NFC championships Dak got? How long it's been in the NFL? Bijan will change. Benny Boom. Ghostman Ron says, Howie, please do not draft an O-lineman this year. Wait till next year. 24 classes loaded with 5-star linemen. Oh, there's still some good linemen in here too, man. I don't know if the Eagles can wait it. I don't think they can wait another year. They could wait till next year. They can wait till next year only because you still have Kelsey at center this year. You could wait next year, but I hardly doubt they're going to wait on it though. If you're talking about like getting a lineman in the third round, second round, I guess it's more realistic, but I feel like they could go offensive line in the first round, and I wouldn't be opposed to it at all. Browns says Cowboys fans depend on that Hurts to run the division for the next 8 years. DB says, I remember when Jalen fans wanted to cut Jalen his first year. Who says who want to cut? Who want to cut him? Who's better, Hurts or Dak? Let's see here. Let's see. Chris says we're going to see what a good veteran DC can do compared to a young, inexperienced DC and Gann did for us. The defense will be better. Yeah, I think it will be better. I think the blitz rate is obviously a lot better because it's from 9.5 to what 22, 23.6, whatever it is. I think is definitely a better number. DB says I'm retired at 50. I'm in my time. You're over 50 years old. Yo, AK, what's going on, dude? It's been a long time, man. I hope you're having a good day, man. It's been a long one. Been a long one, bro. Welcome back. So some of these fans don't remember when the Eagles had bad offensive linemen with no depth back in the Buddy Ryan days. If the offensive line sucks, it ruins the whole offense. We won our Super Bowl in 17 because of all offensive line depth. No, that is true. Offensive line depth and obviously using every source, whether you were a first, second, third stringer, didn't matter. They used everybody that year. They were very creative that year. Michael says, how many picks will we have next year with the players leaving 12? Yeah, it should be 11 to 12 11 to 12 picks. 11 to 12 draft selections probably next year. Yeah, it should be that. Unless they get more picks for next year of a trade back or something like that. They should be well in their rights to have that many, which is pretty good. You know what I mean? Reaver said it's obvious Prescott is afraid of Hurts. Rock said Hurts is better than Dak. Can't even get near the NFC Championship. Shakes, I really want Ryan Neal. Any news? There's no news. Nothing. I haven't heard nothing on Ryan Neal. Absolutely nothing. Sorry, that's me turning my camera off. AK says, yes, sir. Just need to step away for a bit, spend some time and work. Is crazy. So just busy. How do you feel about our moves? I feel good, man. Like I feel they filled some gaps. Defensively, they haven't touched the offense besides obviously Penny and Scott. I think Terrell Edmonds is going to be really good, nice stopgap player. Nicholas Morrow, I think, is very underrated. I think it's going to be a nice complementary piece, especially coverage, as well as fill in the gap as well with Nakobe Dean. I like it. I like the moves. I like that we brought Brandon Graham back. I like Fletcher Cox coming back. Even Kadarius Street was a really good signing too for depth and a nice rotational guy that can. I'm hoping a guy can get you. I'm hoping the guy can get you 3 to 6 sacks this year. Hopefully, I think he can do that. I think he's aggressive enough. I think his pass rushing ain't that bad either. So I think there's a lot there. Man. Just what are we gonna do in this draft? Suo, what's going on, man? Appreciate Super Chat, man. He says Giants got 9 wins because of mid QB and Saquon, no offensive line and no wide receivers. We have an elite QB, 2 elite wide receivers, top 3 all line. Imagining what we could do with the running back like Saquon Bijan drafted. That's the crappy part, dude. Because when running backs get drafted so damn early, it's usually to a bad team. If you're in the top 10, you got a horrible roster. And, if Saquon went to a different team, I think he would have a different outcome of his career. I think he would. He wasted his whole rookie year pretty much. He did nothing his rookie year, really. He had his first, pretty good, healthy year last year. Yeah, pretty good year, but just not enough, man. Davis just asked 49ers protecting your QB is more valuable than getting to the other team's QBs. Fabulous says, what's the probability that we draft one of the Georgia defensive linemen in the first round? I think there's a pretty big possibility, if not Carter, then Nolan Smith. I think the Eagles really like Nolan Smith. I think that pre-draft visit went really, really well. And obviously Nolan Smith would love to play with Nakobe Dean and play with Jordan Davis again. I think there's a lot of good things to take out of it, to be honest. I think there's a good probability. Yeah, probably. I'd say there's like an 80% chance it could happen. but it's not so certain though. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Let's see here. Kate says, "Who do you think out of their current players will have a breakout year, and who would surprise you the most, if so?" Breakout year this year. I mean, I think breakout year for this year. I think Jordan Davis, I think is going to have a good year this year. I thought he played really well last year. I'm obviously I'm not saying breakout as statistic numbers, but I think as leading up to that high ankle sprain, I thought he clogged the middle very well. I think he's going to have a pretty good year this year. I think Nakobe Dean is obviously set to have a good year, even sitting behind, even getting some playing time last year when we were up in points in some games. Nakobe Dean, I think, is going to have a good one. I think Terrell Edmonds might get more picks than we realize this year with having two really good outside cornerbacks. Surprising. Who would be the surprising one, too? I think surprising, if there was a surprising player that actually did anything this year, it'd probably be Derek Barnett. If he actually had like 3-4 sacks and was disruptive on the edge, I think he would be the most surprising one if it happened. Because I have a lot of faith in this defensive line, and what we have right now, I think will be good. So we'll see, man. It's going to be interesting, dude. It's going to be really interesting. I think Kenneth Gainwell's going to have a good year. I think he'll run the ball really well this year. I think he just gets better and better every single year. Egg Eagle says, my wife was pissed about Edmonds, but I think this kid will be amazing in our secondary. Really could be another Yeah, no, I think Edmonds, the only thing that he lacks is the ball hawk skill, which he's only had 5 picks in 5 years, okay? He actually, and I found out from Joe Castro last night, which I didn't even know this, he had a deal in place with the Steelers. He had actually a multi-year deal in place. And as soon as the Eagles had interest, he backed out of that deal and went to the Eagles. He changed his mind quick. Obviously, he thinks this team is better. Having 2 starting outside cornerbacks definitely helps. And I think that's, he said that too. He was like, well, having 2, nice starting outside cornerbacks really helps. Terrell Edmonds is a really good stopgap player. And I think he will have a few picks this year. I think he will do a lot better in that, but gets off blocks really well. Great run support player. I think he's really good. Joe said, Joey, check out Kendre Miller, running back for TCU. If you haven't yet, he's going to be a legit NFL running back. Reminds me of a cross between Le'Veon Bell, Aaron Jones. I've already looked at tape of Kendre Miller. I'm actually that's actually my I think that's going to be that's my next video on the memberships. I'll be doing a Kendre Miller tape real soon. So I've already looked at him. Yeah, he's very versatile, can move really well. I think it's going to be a really good pick for a team, man. See here. Let's see. Mon says, does Cy and Gannon have the same blitz rate? No, that's not true. No, that's definitely that's 100% not true. So it says Sack had over 2,000. Saquon had over 2,000 all-purpose yards his rookie year. He dominated this year. He was top 5 rushing yards. Yeah, he played really. No, his rookie year was great. Rookie year was good. This past year, obviously, like when you don't have the offensive line up to stout either, it's a big problem. Let's see. Philly says, can't imagine Jerry writing Dax check, seeing him slide with no timeouts on the playoff game. Dude, are we still? Oh my God. I don't care about the fucking Cowboys. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm about to be making these chats for Eagles fans that are subscribed and calling it a day. I'm about to do real soon. You're 57 years old. You're 57 years old, and this is what you do every day? Damn. I don't know what to tell you. Wow. That's pretty bad, bro. Damn. Go to sleep about your Cowboys winning Super Bowl because that's the only way you'll see one. Yeah, we might have to change some stuff. Down to your 57, you're going back and forth with us. Jesus, man, go get laid. Okay. Let's see here. AK says Trey Sermon is going to be my offensive breakout. They ain't doing nothing with him, dude. They're not. They said some nice things about him, but obviously, why are they signing Penny? You know, if he was going to be that guy for us, they wouldn't have signed Penny. I don't believe a damn thing that they're going to do anything with Trey Sermon this year. I don't. I respect the opinion, 100%. I just don't think it's going to happen. So. All right, we're talking Eagles. We're talking Eagles stuff here. We're talking Eagles stuff. I'm getting these fuckers out of here. It's like, dude, enough's enough. Like it. Oh no. I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Doy. Screw that. Spamming. Not dealing with spamming. No spamming. It's enough's enough. Right? No, I didn't block anybody. I just timed them out. Don't be spamming the chat. Back and forth. Talking about Eagles off season. Just Eagles off season. That's all it takes. I'll respect guys more. If they don't make 10 million accounts, and then they're gonna get blocked. So that's how it goes. No, you're good. I'm not worried about any other fans. I'm not even worried about it. And he says Cowboys fans have nothing else to do but be annoying. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. 57 years old and you're literally trolling kids, like seriously, like it's crazy. Going back and forth as an old man, like I don't think I know anybody that does that. Dave says, I'll bet Dak is even the best quarterback that lives on the street. The only thing I don't even clown the Cowboys that much. I don't even clown them that much. The problem I have is that they talk about the Eagles defense so much and why they lost the Super Bowl. Not to mention, even if we won the fucking game, it wouldn't have mattered. Regardless, it wouldn't have even mattered. So, you know what I mean? It's just like at this point, like, yeah, defense obviously helps your game. But when it comes down to it, man, like they have a quarterback that hasn't done a fucking thing. Like your quarterback is choking every fucking playoff game. I mean, literally every fucking playoff game. Like, and these Cowboy fans, there's the Dak lovers, and there's the ones that they don't like Dak, but they support the team and think he could at least beat the Eagles, or at least, you know, I feel like just beat the Eagles is like the only accomplishment that they'll have, or that the only accomplishment that they think that they'll get. You know, I hate the Niners, dude. I hate the Niners more than the Cowboys. Like it's. I didn't realize what the Cowboys fans went through last year when, you know, even with I didn't realize like how bad these Cowboy the Niners players were and their fans. It was pretty bad. Like, and then when we beat them, or even leading up to that week and then beating them, oh my God. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. Case says, Joey, who's your biggest sleeper pick in this year's draft? Any position, and what your opinion? I think who I really do like, I think is going to be a really good back. I think Tank Bigsby is going to be a really good running back for a team. I don't think a lot of teams, I think a lot of teams write him off a little bit. Should be drafted a little bit higher. He might be a late second. I have him slated as a third rounder, but I think Tank is going to be really good, really, really good. And I'm excited about the Kelly Greens, bro. I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm pretty pumped. I'm honestly really excited to see what they look like. I mean, the helmets, I think they've already showed a picture of the helmets. They officially didn't show a picture of the helmets, but the pictures kind of came out. They kind of flooded out like a month ago. The jerseys, I'm hoping they look really good. Really good. Kate says, hold on. I'm out here in California, Joey. Terrible out here with these Niners. And I don't doubt it, dude. Fly High says, I have a prediction. We take Skoronski at 10 and trade back 30 to 42 to extra third, fourth round picks and land Mazzy Smith. That could be interesting. I feel like Skoronski, I think, could be. I mean, I don't know until I want to just hear rumors, man, of like, we're never going to know what this team is doing, but I wonder what offensive linemen they actually have the most interest in coming out of this draft. I wonder. Yeah, Tank is good, man. I think Tank's going to be really good. Ron says, last night's episode of the Shakedown was probably my favorite episode. I love Castro. I'm glad. Yeah, it was nice to get a different face. You know, it was nice to have a guest. You know, we normally don't do guests, but Joe's family. Joe's like, we talk off camera. We're best friends off camera. Like, we're great friends off camera and stuff. So Joe's a great guy. I love talking football. And Joe's like one of us, man. He's you know, he's going to the draft. He's got credentials to go to the draft and cover the draft, man. I'm excited, man. I'm hoping one day he works for the Eagles and, you know, can get me in Philly to a training camp practice or something, to watch practice or something one day. You know, it'd be cool, you know, to have connections like that. And especially as a friend and one of us, and can have some insight, you know, from what's going on with the Eagles and stuff. Who knows? You never know what could happen, man, but I'm happy for him, you know. And everyone join up the official community Discord server for more football talk and video calls. Fans enjoy. Yeah, if you guys haven't subscribed to definitely click. If you want to join the Discord, join the Discord. I think we have over 300 members, and we're still trying to grow this Discord. We do video chats with everybody. Voice chats with everybody every few days. We'll do a voice chat, talk about the Eagles and stuff. And definitely join up. Hit that link if you haven't. I appreciate Anthony. Anthony is one of the guys that runs my Discord, and I appreciate him for everything he's done, man. And the support's been unreal, and thank you for helping me out with it when I didn't know how to do much with it. So that's it. A voice chat thing. I'll probably do one. I don't know, actually. I'll probably do one probably tomorrow night. Probably Monday night I'll do one. So that's what I'll probably do. You're good, bro. Cade says also, Joey, Shakedown was great last night. Castro was yeah, he's great, man. He's awesome. He's great guy. Yo, Digital Print House, what's going on, dude? Hope you're having a good day. I need your email, by the way, so I can send you that image. I need your email. Just text me it. You might have texted me, and I have the chat on my phone right now. I'm looking at the chat on my phone, so I probably haven't checked it yet. If you texted me, Digital Print House, shout to him. He's doing the Philly Shakedown merch. He does Philly 500s merch, and proud to announce that the Digital Print House is doing merch for this channel as well. So I got some stuff cooking right now, and I appreciate you so much, man. Very much. Ready to go, bro. Ready to go. Fine High said, I don't want to trade for Jeffrey Simmons. We have the same money for the future. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to make that trade because you're going to have to pay him a lot of money. If it's over $20 million a year, he's not getting it. It's not. He's going to want probably that type of money at this point. You know what I mean? Chris says, what time, Shakes? I definitely want to chat. Usually it's usually late because I'm Eastern time. Usually it's like 10:30, 11. It's late. I don't really do those chats until like late at night for an hour. I'll jump on for a half hour to an hour. I'll let you guys know in the Discord what we're doing. If you guys haven't checked out the hats as well, make sure to pre-order the Philly Shakedown merch. I'm sorry. The Philly Shakedown merch. We've already sold some hats already, doing pretty good things with it. So definitely pre-order your hats, your shirts, whatever the case may be. Me and Philly are still waiting on the hats to be sent, and at least to get mine, because I know Philly's gonna send mine as well. And we're gonna wear them, display them, see what you guys think. And you have to pre-order by April 14th because otherwise you're not going to get them in time for the draft. So you want to make sure that you pre-order and get them done. So there you go. DB says, thanks, Joe. You know how you could be an NFL fan any age. Don't know why you're dissing me. Didn't diss you. I'm older, but I am top-notch shape. I respect. I don't diss anybody for. I diss nobody for being an NFL fan at whatever age. It's knowing that somebody is as probably as old as, or probably a few years younger than my father. Like if I saw my father at his age doing shit like this, it's just weird. It's just really weird. Cowboy fans are just weird. I got no problem with it. So Digital says I sent it and you are more than welcome, sir. I appreciate it so much, man. I will email you in a little bit. I'll email you. Actually, I'll email you right after the stream is done. Appreciate it so much, man. Thank you so much. I don't know. It's just weird, bro. There actually is, dude. Like, there's, I think one of the best Cowboys content creators. He blocks a lot of Eagles fans, so that's not even. And I'm not talking about Mark Holmes. So that's totally not true at all. That's a big, like, I don't know why you gotta lie, dude. A lot of guys get blocked. A lot of guys get blocked. I don't know what you're even talking about. Just a mid end of week will be to you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll have an email sent out to you, and I'll text you and make sure you got it. We're good. Sorry, we're good. David says, and if Hurts signs this offseason, Howie will move his money around next year to create. Well, yeah, if you look at the Philadelphia Eagles next year, if you look at the restructure, the Eagles could save a lot of money. Like, the Eagles could free up so much cap space next year if they really wanted. They could free up probably close to $70 million in cap. That's how crazy it is. Okay, I could show you. I've showed it a few times. We'll see. We'll see. But see here. So he says, think how he's not getting a cornerback first rounds with secondary looking nice and possible Neal deal for real. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Ryan Neal thing will be something of effect if the Eagles would actually go after it, but we'll see. We'll see. It just depends. Fine High says, "What you got going on today?" Nothing much, man. Just chilling today. Nothing much. I'm gonna cut this stream short today. In a little bit, but nah, just gonna chill. Just gonna chill. I'm done for content for the day. I'm gonna do a membership tonight. I'm gonna do a membership video tonight, and that's really it. I'm working on some other things. I'm working on getting this whole setup done. I have a brand new setup coming. Like, this whole thing's getting ripped out. I'm getting the wall painted. I'm got my desk, my computer that I built, everything that I'm getting a bunch of stuff, brand new equipment. I'm getting done here. There's a lot going on before the season starts. So, be good. Charles says Bijan will definitely be a better receiver. Texas had him running routes. Dude has great. That's what I say. Like, and there's people probably say that that Gibbs is better with his hands or better at the run after catch. I guess whatever the case may be, as a pass catcher, whatever. Which he could be by a little bit, but I still think Bijan is still great at it. I think he's amazing at it. Kate says I played quarterback out here in California. Having a QB like Jalen is a blessing. Just glad we got a guy like him. Got guys who will play for him. Yeah, and I think there's players that want to play for this team, man. And especially offensive players that want to be a part of like Jalen Hurts and that offense. And just imagine adding Bijan Robinson to the mix. It's just great. Just great. Herbicide said, "Oh man, I just looked at the schedule. We got you guys this year. You guys going down. Go Geno, go. Don't worry, Will Smith." How do you feel about the Geno contract? By the way, you know what? It's a really good story. Like Geno Smith, like I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? Like even like this year when they signed Geno and like I didn't think he was. The way he played this year. Like, look, I feel like he's got some things to work on, but he's turning into a really good leader over there, man. It's nice to see a story of a QB that really got a lot of shit a long time ago, and it kind of working his way up a little bit. So yeah, Anthony says he honestly Gibbs or Bijan, the offense would go nuclear. Yeah, I totally agree. I think either or. I think you're good. DB says this is a deep running back. It is. And like as much as people aren't accounted to drafting a guy like Bijan with the 10th overall pick, I understand that because what teams have a 3-down back right now? There's not a lot of teams that have that right now. It's not the new way of building your team, and I get it, but I feel like the Eagles are that special. I feel like adding a talent with the talent that's already in this offense for another few years, I mean, why not? We got Nick Kerr. Oh, I just said your name, and I didn't say it. Nick Kerr. I said it that way, not the way you thought I said it. Thank you. Thank you for just being you. You and Philly 500 content are always a nice break from the stresses of life. Shout out to all Birds fans. I appreciate the support, Nick, very much. And obviously watching the videos and coming to the streams and stuff like that. So I didn't say that word. Why does your name have to be that? I said it the way it looked. I didn't realize I was putting myself into a trap. So, we'll see. I did fall for it. I did. Eagles of Land says, will you and Philly 500 be wearing the Draft 5 hats and red Matt Corral jerseys during the draft? Yes. The Matt Corral jerseys will be out, and we'll have the Draft 5 hats on that night. So, yeah, for all 3 days of the draft. We'll be streaming every day of the draft. So, yes. And we're actually going to show you the hats before. If you guys haven't picked up a hat, pick up a hat. Trust me. Pre-order these hats by April 14th. Pick them up. Even if it's you have the trucker hat. You have the trucker hat, which is a lot cheaper. And then you have the embroidered hat as well, which is a little bit more expensive, but it's a better, obviously it's a better hat, condition wise, it's better. And there's a t-shirt as well. We've actually sold a few t-shirts. I didn't expect the t-shirts to really be sold too much, but sold a lot of hats so far, and it's been pretty good. So we can't wait to get these hats. I don't have one yet. I'm still waiting because I'll be wearing it right now. So you know what I mean? I fell for it, dude. Chris says you're right, man. When the Cowboys fans are everywhere, hiding in walls and over being a nuisance. They're called cockroaches. DB says Joey is good. I get under his skin at times, but he's a good dude and knows his stuff. I drink beer with him for sure. I do the same, man. I got look at the end of the day, it's sports, and like we get annoyed at each other, and that's just what it is, That's just the name of the game. Flying says Joey's pronunciation saved him. Oh, man. That's funny, dude. The Matt Corral jerseys brought us some good luck. Dude, I got to say something. Like, the Matt Corral jersey, like, all of a sudden, there was one day Philly was sending me pictures of Matt Corral for, like, I'm talking 2 weeks straight, like 3 weeks straight. Philly was sending me Matt Corral pictures. I'm like, why are you sending me these pictures? He's like, you'll see why. And I'm like, what? And then all of a sudden, he's like, I got you a jersey. I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, we're not wearing Matt Corral jerseys. And then I got a package, and he's like, you're wearing that thing on draft day. And I said, all right. So that's what I did. Kate with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says, glad I found you in Philly. My dad was a big Eagles fan, grew up watching Eagles here in California. So it's nice to be able to chat and watch Eagles content. Hey, yeah, dude, it's the people that you meet on here are great. You know, I mean, I literally met so many people, made so many friends on here just by making a YouTube channel. It's been a great gift, man. You know, and typers as well. People that are always in the chats and supporting and stuff like that. It's been fantastic, you know. So it's been great. Brandon says, hey, Joey, who do you think make the biggest impact on offense outside of Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, or Bijan Robinson? So we already know he's going to be here. Biggest impact on the offense? Oh, man. So none of the starters, not even any of the starters. Interesting. I think a nice impact for the Eagles probably. I don't know. You're taking out the starters. Probably say Kenny G. Kenny G is a big impact player for us. It could be. I don't know. Calcaterra might, you know, if they don't draft a backup tight end, I really do like Calcaterra. I think he's starting to make some noise a little bit. Calcaterra is pretty good. I think he's gotten a lot better. Now, I didn't think he was a good blocker, but I thought Calcaterra really showed up at times. Like, I feel like he's got yards after catch really well. He gets good yak. I think Calcaterra might be a pretty good one behind Dallas Goedert that we're all kind of ignoring a little bit. I think he's going to be good. So we'll see. You know? Bat says Joey is the king of all Eagles fans, not any of you guys. No, that's not true, dude. That's horrible. I would never, ever think that way. No, the only difference between me and Eagles fans in this chat is I put myself on camera. That's the only difference. Other than that, subscribers don't mean anything. Views don't mean anything. None of this means anything. Without you guys, this thing doesn't work, you know? So I'm greatly appreciated, and I don't take this for granted. Like, this is tough. Like, doing this is not easy. It's a lot of consistency. It's if you're not consistent, that's the problem with a lot of guys too. A lot of people don't have consistency. I feel like between me and Philly are the most consistent guys, just because we put out so much stuff and we work our tails off. Not to say that nobody else does, but we consistent wise, we put out a lot of stuff, and our podcast is very consistent every week. Other than, you know, maybe I'm late 5 minutes, or Philly, you know, says, oh, come, you know, the stream's at 9:00, and then it's 9:05, then it's 9:10. I don't care, you know, that's what I expect to happen, but it's nothing against anybody, you know. But yeah. Philly Legend says, Joey, I'd rather see Kelsey and Lane dominate the right side, make Jurgens red shirt behind you. Behind me. Jurgens, like that's the thing too. Like, Jurgens has to start at right guard this year, because if they bring an offensive lineman to compete with him, I don't care. Like, then I'm fine with just giving Jurgens 2 years to prove that he could be our starting center for the future. I have no problem with it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I just scratched my throat. Chris says, you know what? I don't hate Cowboys fans. I just like when they make statements about the Eagles that make no sense. Yeah, probably. And said, I can't wait to see some of the Kobe Dean and Jordan Davis action. I know. I'm pretty pumped about it too, especially in the Kobe Dean, man. Like, just from what he showed us, like even when we were up by touchdowns in games and like he just went in there and made tackles and was in coverage. And I'm really excited. I'm hoping so much. Because really that draft, when he was drafted in the third round and why he moved down, we talked about it with Joe. I actually asked Joe this question, what he thought about that. He said there was a lot of rumors going around with Nakobe Dean having a really bad shoulder. Apparently there was a lot of, like, I saw rumors that there was rumors about his shoulder and it was like he messed up his shoulder or something. I think Nakobe Dean's gonna have a big chip on his shoulder this year. So Rogue said, "All you guys doing this on YouTube are great because the NFL media sucks when it comes to." Yeah, they don't suck. It's just that they're just not as. I think they're starting to become more like you see a lot of these beat writers are going on. Like everyone's going to YouTube now. Like all of them. Like that's why like Jakeem Sports and some of these like they're all doing YouTube now. You know what I mean? Like they're all because that's YouTube is the future. These stream based sites now are where people are going. It's not really about TV anymore. It's all about getting your name out on social media and it's all these streaming services now. YouTube is definitely one that a lot are going to. So it's great to see that everyone's going to it. And it's just about building and growing, man. Whereas, hey Joe, do you think the true 3-down foundation back is more impactful than a number one receiver or tight end, regardless of monetary or draft value? No, I feel like there's more. I feel like you have more value in having. I feel like you have more value in having a number one and a tight end. I think there's more value into it. And with the running back, if you get a 3-down back, you really have to have that offensive line. I think there's more ways to scheme receivers with a bad offensive line than when you have a good running back with a bad offensive line. If you get what I'm saying, I think you could scheme a lot more. I think it's easier to scheme with having number one tight end, number one receiver, and maybe your offensive line isn't up to par. I think you could scheme guys to where you can get the ball out fast, depending on the quarterback, depending on if it's a mobile quarterback, non-mobile quarterback, a lot of things. So TV says I'm 75 years old and I don't miss. Dude, you went from 57 to 75. Which one is it? Which one is it, dude? Ron, hey, Joey, I'm going to run, man. Appreciate you streaming today. Stay healthy. Like the stream, everyone. I appreciate it so much, man. Ron, thank you for coming in, man. We'll see you on the next one. Jay says, don't worry, Joey. That clown won't be able to persuade any of us. I don't think I come off as a bad person. So Chris, as a matter of fact, how I used to love Rory Williams and Master Bates. Oh my God. Reverend Buell said Howie probably put the Dean shoulder rumor. That's what everybody thought. I think that night, everybody was like, I think that's what everybody was rumored to say, that Howie put that rumor out so the Eagles could get him. So we will see, my friends. We will see. So, yeah, other than that, I mean, nothing really much else to talk about. I got some things cooking in the background for the channel and some other stuff going on. I'm still working on it every day. I got a few things going on. So, yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. I mean, if you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. Let's try to get the stream to 100 likes. I know it's kind of the dead time right now. Not really a dead time, but we're trying to look to see if there's any more free agents the Eagles have interest in, what's going on. So we'll see. But yeah. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't as well. Make sure to pre-order your draft hats for the Philly Shakedown merch. Make sure to pre-order your draft hats by April 14th. Get one hat. Doesn't matter. It supports us as well. We're having fun with the draft like we normally do. So definitely check in, man. Definitely check in. Make sure you subscribe to the Discord or follow the Discord, join the Discord. In the pinned comment for memberships as well, for all the draft content is on there, highlight reactions, all that great stuff. And that's it. We'll be back tomorrow with another stream, probably 11, 12, 1 o'clock. I don't know what time, but we'll have another stream tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. You guys have a great day. Shakes, what up? Follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.